we fully appreciate everything that he has on his plate right now, so that may or may not be possible. It is now my pleasure to introduce Fairfax County Public Schools Chair, Karen Corbett Sanders. Karen has served on the school board since 2016. During the 2017-2018 school year, she served as vice chair of the board. And during the 2018-19 school year, and again this year, she serves as board chair. Born and raised in Fairfax County, Karen is a retired international business executive, a community advocate for healthcare and education issues, past PTA president, and Odyssey of the Mind coach. She has served on boards of directors and operating committees for international telecommunications companies and locally on the quality board of Inova Children's Hospital and the regional board for Odyssey of the Mind. I now invite you to hear Karen's 2030 vision. Welcome, Karen.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so glad to be here with you all again this year. It's hard to believe that it's been a year since Dan Stork and I visited with you all and announced our plans for the Joint Environmental Task Force that now this year we are so lucky to have two of our newest board colleagues on, both Mr. Carl Frisch, who you're going to hear from a bit later today, and Miss Elaine Tolan. It's just been a great start to that initiative and was really driven by many of the conversations that I had with the Faith Alliance over the past several years and the importance of having a collaborative effort between the two boards and really integrating the county activities with the school board activities. I'm so proud of the relationship that we have as a county with the Faith Alliance. It is because of your initial work with our students that we, both the county and the schools, led to changing our approach to solar on schools and resulted in the purchase power agreement that Mr. McKay just talked to you all about via video. It also is because of the Faith Alliance's work that we really revised our approach and continue to revise our approach on the capital improvement planning process in Fairfax County Public Schools, where we actually have a more intentional approach on environmental issues. I would like to see it become even more so over time. And I just am so proud of the work that we've done, not only with the Faith Alliance, but with other community groups on our gardens at each of our elementary schools, as well as the tree planting initiatives that we have done at many of our elementary and middle schools, and most recently at South County High School in my region. We're also working very closely with Arcadia at Woodlawn. And as many of you know, Arcadia is the Farm to Table initiative and the organic farming initiative associated with Woodlawn. And Arcadia is working with us to create additional internship and work experience opportunities for our kids, as well as being a great field trip for students to visit the farm, get their hands dirty, and to realize the importance of our environment and the intersection with environment and healthy eating. We also are working very closely with the county on stormwater management and using that as a learning experience as well for our kids. And look forward to continuing to expand that, but also are very appreciative of the leadership of some of our Faith Alliance colleagues in that area and that work. As well as I want to talk a little bit about and acknowledge the Get to Green program, which was led initially by Elaine Tolan in Fairfax County, collaborating. It's very interesting because she developed the intersection. She was the only staff person in the county to work both in instructional services and in facilities. And that is really what leads us today into reimagining the work in our school system around environmental sustainability and really creating those great opportunities for our kids to explore the environment and sustainability initiatives. Before I give a broader view of what the future should look like, because that was one of the questions that was posed when I was speaking to Meg earlier this week, I did want to spend a couple of moments to talk about the important intersection, the important work of the Faith Alliance on climate change and the work of the faith community and social justice. Because this week, more than, and this month, we have stark reminders of the importance of social justice. And a key component of social justice is ensuring that that every child is able to live in a safe environment. And that safe environment includes the environmental safety. And for too long, we have had major highways and polluting with all of the associated pollution that intersects communities. We've built pipelines through communities of color that should never have been licensed and allowed to have happened. And we have included in our food services programs processed foods that result in high sugars, high sodium, and just bad things that end up having students with asthma, students with diabetes, and blood pressure problems at a young age. And knowing that, it must ignite a fire amongst all of us that we have a shared commitment and a shared obligation to address the issues of our environment as part of a broader ecosystem of our community. Because it is through the work that we do together that addresses issues such as sustainability, clean energy, lowering pollution. Those are all, and ensuring clean food sources that will result in a healthier environment for our students, but it will also create an environment where our students learn about how to impact these areas, make change for the good of everyone. So looking towards the future, I just want to talk about a few things. One is an increased focus and emphasis on environmental stewardship and sustainability as a key component of our Portrait of a Graduate in Fairfax County Public Schools. Ensuring that we infuse in our curriculum, K through 12, those key components of environmental sustainability and clean energy and healthy eating as part of our students' everyday lives. That also means that we need to increase the number of career and technical education opportunities for our students to be able to gain the skills to actively participate in the workforce of tomorrow in an area of environmental sustainability, climate change, and associated areas. I also think that it will be important to ensure that as this board and future boards in Fairfax County make decisions on how we expend capital, either by renovating schools or building new schools, that the focus has to be that we create green spaces, that we have green buildings, and that we have outdoor spaces for learning as well. We need to emphasize the importance of environmental transportation that is clean, or our transportation systems that are clean systems, including the electric buses that we are just trialing now. We've made the purchase. They will be rolling out on our streets next fall. We have 8 of them coming to us, but every single subsequent replacement of buses in Fairfax County needs to be a replacement with a green alternative for those buses. Coupling those bus transportation investments, we need to emphasize with our students and with their families the importance of walking and riding bikes to schools, and ensuring that in partnership with the county, we have safe trails that connect our schools with the communities in which our students live. We also need to be looking at our healthy food as part of our environment, and expanding our food farm to table efforts, making sure that we have an innovative approach to food services, getting rid of processed foods, and sourcing locally. And as part of that is teaching our children about the farming opportunities and in that area. And last, I want to emphasize that this is a collaborative effort. It's a collaborative effort between schools and the county. It's a collaborative effort between schools and the Faith Alliance and other groups that are active in this area. Because if we don't do this together, we will not be the change that is necessary for all of our students, our families, and our staff. And so I thank you so much for the collaboration. I remember one of the first meetings I had with you all a few years ago, where we talked about the intersection with our capital improvement plan, and just the work that you all do every single day is impressive and so important. And please keep pushing us for additional change, because that's what we need. We need to have your voices at the table.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Karen, for your inspiring vision, and have no worry. We will be continuing to push. Our first award is not on the list, as it's a surprise award for two exceptional local climate champions. In 2019 and 2020, we've seen some amazing progress in the county on climate and sustainability issues on which many of us have worked. Many county schools and county buildings already are ready for solar panels. We have electric school buses, as Karen just mentioned. There's the county-wide energy and climate action planning. It can seem like all these things happen overnight, but we know that it's been a story of sustained commitment over time. This year, FACTS would like to recognize two leaders who have been our partners, moving us towards a sustainable future with FACTS Sustainability Champions Legacy Awards. We would like to honor two legacy champions this year, Chairman Jeff McKay and Fairfax County Public School Chair Karen Corbett Sanders. Karen has met with FACTS teams over the last 3 years and given her guidance and support in keeping sustainability in front of FCPS through her capital improvement program and through the Get to Green program. Her commitment has helped to institutionalize sustainability throughout the school sector, including buildings design specifications that consider net zero energy, outdoor classrooms, clean energy, and more. Karen was instrumental in starting the Joint Environmental Task Force collaboration between the school board and the County Board of Supervisors. Karen, would you like to say a few words?
Eric, I'm stunned. Thank you. Thank you so much for this recognition, but more importantly, thank you for the partnership, because it is so important for us to work together, as I mentioned earlier, and to recognize that no one of us can do this by ourselves. We have to do it both through public policy, as well as feet on the ground, and in our churches, our synagogues, our mosques, making sure that people understand the importance of sustainability and our responsibility as environmental stewards of this great world that we live in. And so I just can't thank you enough. I'm truly honored, and you know that you have my continued commitment to work with you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be able to give such an award to such a deserving champion. Are we able to get Jeff on? I know he